Good evening, guys. How are we all doing? Hope you're all well on this wonderful Tuesday evening. You guys are lucky, by the way. My missus is going to kill me if she finds out I'm doing a stream tonight because it is my birthday. Happy birthday to me, 27 years old today. But look, guys, you've all seen the thumbnail, and we're going to get straight into it just as soon as you are all slapping up that like button, hitting that subscribe button if you're new to the channel, and of course the notification bell as well. Do not forget to do that because then you'll never miss a video on the channel. But as you've all seen, Arsenal are the favourites to win the Premier League this season. And I am saying that with chest. I am sat here right now telling you lot, we are the favourites to win the Premier League this season. And the reason why I say that is, if you look at this, well, before we get into, of course, the news, the breaking news that we would have all seen, I've been told by numerous people all summer that Arsenal have improved significantly with their summer signings, some of which I agree with. Of course, Declan Rice coming in is a massive coup for Arsenal. Ewan Timber has looked really, really good in pre-season, really, really good the other night as well. And now, of course, as Fabrizio Romano has stated here, let me just share the screen with you guys. Arsenal have reached an agreement to sign David Raya. Here we go. Deal agreed with Brentford after personal terms last week. Documents being prepared between the clubs. Medical to be booked this week. Raya only wanted Arsenal move. So, there we go, guys. David Raya will be an Arsenal player. And David Raya also means that we have strength in depth in every single position in the squad. Every single position. Yeah? There is no more beating around the bush. There's no more excuses. There's no more none of that. We have strength in depth now. We have two very capable goalkeepers. We have a back line that, if you speak to most Arsenal fans, is the best back line in the league, if not one of the best in the league, no doubt. The midfield partnership of Declan Rice, Thomas Partey, once they get going and once they build that relationship, they're going to be formidable in that midfield. Then, of course, we've got Martin Odegaard, who, was exceptional last season. Scored 15 goals, created a lot of assists as well. Then you've got the front three of Bukayo Saka, the star boy, Martinelli, of course, and Gabriel Jesus when he eventually comes back from injury. So, and then in the meantime, Jesus being out, we've got Trossard there. Trossard, again, another player who's had an exceptional pre-season. So, if we bear all of this in mind, we bear in mind the fact that we finished second last season as well. And we bear in mind the fact that, according to most people, Manchester City haven't had a great summer transfer window. They've significantly weakened themselves. Now, while I agree with some of that statement, because of course they have lost Ilkay Gundogan to Barcelona, Riyad Mahrez to Al Ali in the Saudi League, I do believe that makes Manchester City weaker, not significantly weaker though. And people like to forget that this is the same team that won the treble last season. This wasn't just a team built around Ilkay Gundogan, Riyad Mahrez. This is a team that had the strength in depth last season that we so desperately lacked and cried out for, according to our fan base, okay? Now they've lost them two players. Gundogan, significant loss for me because he was their captain. He was clutch in the big moments for them. And he will probably be the biggest loss out of the two players, no doubt. Riyad Mahrez, very, very, very good player, top player, in fact. But he was doing up bench a lot at Manchester City last season. Maybe used more as an impact player. But even then, nevertheless, still came up with 15 goal contributions in all competitions. So them two players leaving Manchester City is going to leave a big dent within their squad. Then, of course, we go to Sunday. Arsenal versus Manchester City in the Community Shield. And that was going to tell us a lot about where Arsenal are in terms of, can they go ahead and compete again this season? Can they be the team to stop Manchester City? And we learnt in the Community Shield that, of course, Arsenal won it. So the answer has to be yes. So all these things, if you line them all up and bear them all in mind, then surely Arsenal are the favourites for the Premier League this season. Surely. Surely what I'm saying cannot be a madness. Surely not. Because City are weaker. Arsenal beat them in the Community Shield. First time in 9 tries, by the way, but we beat them in the Community Shield. We've strengthened our squad significantly and had significant investment in the squad. And we only finished 5 points off Manchester City last season. And we led them for the majority of the season. It was only towards the back end of the season that we capitulated and fell apart. So with all them things in mind, surely Arsenal are the favourites to win the Premier League this season, surely. Now, according to the bookies, that's not the case. According to the bookies, Manchester City are the favourites. Of course, they've won the league, 4 out of the last 5 times. But this is a massive season for Arsenal. Do not get it twisted. The amount of people that I have seen that are basically brushing Manchester City to one side and telling it to the world that Arsenal are guaranteed to win this league this season is unreal to me. Like I said, people are forgetting this is a treble-winning Manchester City side. This is a Manchester City side that has an opportunity of doing something that no team in the Premier League has ever done, which is retain the Premier League title for 4 years, 4 years running. Even Sir Alex Ferguson could not do that. Arsene Wenger, Unai Emery, Jose Mourinho, all these top managers couldn't retain the title for 4 years in a row. Pep Guardiola has an opportunity to do that this season. Does anybody really think that he's going to let his Manchester City side slip that far? Because I don't. But I'm happy to sit here and say that Arsenal are favourites. And the reason for that is because if everybody else is saying it, then surely, if he doesn't win it this season, Mikel Arteta that is, then people have to be held accountable. Am I wrong or am I right? Somebody tell me in the comment section, let me know, because people are telling me we're the favourites. We've invested significantly, £240 million nearly. He's had close to 650, nearly £700 million since he's been the manager. So now's the time to win, surely. That's it. That's it. That's all I've got to say. We are the favourites to win the Premier League. We're the favourites. And if we don't, questions will have to be asked. And of course, guys, the Premier League is back on Saturday. I cannot wait for the Premier League season to start. There's going to be plenty of content coming your way. match preview coming out tomorrow for the Nottingham Forest game, of course. There'll be match reactions, fan cams, you name it. Make sure you're here enjoying the content, of course, because there will be plenty of it this season. And I'm going to be keeping a very close eye, not only on the football club, but the fans and how they react when things go wrong, when things go right. Are they going to, do their usual thing? Oh, well, we didn't win the league this season, but we'll go again next season. This is the thing, right? Arsenal fans are leaving themselves with nowhere to go. Nowhere to go. The confidence is oozing around the fan base. Absolutely oozing around the fan base. That this is the season that Arsenal win the Premier League. And I hope they're right. I really do. I hope they're right. But I just cannot see it. I really cannot. But for me, we are the favourites. For me, we are. How can we not be the favourites? We've just spent £240 million. We finished 5 points off City last season. City haven't had that sort of investment. City have spent about, 100 million? 120 million? They've only brought in Kovacic and Gvardiol. And really and truly, if we're being completely honest, their defence was impeccable last season. So, is Gvardiol going to really improve Manchester City? Probably not. Is Kovacic anywhere near as good as Gundogan? Probably not. So them two signings, have they really improved Manchester City? Probably not. Has Declan Rice improved Arsenal? Yes. Has Urian Timber improved Arsenal? Yes. Has Kai Havertz improved Arsenal? Maybe not. Has David Raya improved Arsenal? I would say so. Is he better than Matt Turner? Of course he is. There's even arguments out there that he might be better than Aaron Ramsdale. A lot of people are out there at the moment saying, look, David Raya comes in, that's it, Ramsdale's done. I don't think it's as cut and dry as that. I think David Raya coming in provides significant competition to Aaron Ramsdale. And we see Aaron Ramsdale thrive when he is under pressure. And I hope to see Aaron Ramsdale thrive when he's under pressure again. Because that was when we see the best of Aaron Ramsdale at Arsenal. And all of these things, if they all work out in the way that I think they will, how can we not be favourites, guys? Come on, seriously. We must be favourites for this Premier League title this season, surely. I'm going to get into a few of your comments, but I'm going to keep this one short and sweet because we have got match preview coming out tomorrow. So make sure you're keeping an eye out for that. And also, like I said, it's my birthday. My missus is going to kill me if she finds out I've been streaming. Purely and simply because we're supposed to be spending some time together. But there we go. And look, match preview will be coming out tomorrow. Make sure you're hitting them likes. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. And look, we're the favourites, guys. We're the favourites. Niall, how are we doing, Niall? Big up yourself. He says, happy birthday, Brandon. Thank you very much, Niall. I appreciate that. We got CDH in the chat as well saying, happy birthday. Big up yourself, my friend. Hawkwin, 27, you're a mere puppy. Hey, you may say I'm young, but look, time flies. Like, my missus, we had our first child together when I was 19. And now I'm 27. And it's like, where has that time gone? I'm watching my little girl grow up. And it's like, it's mad. It's mad how quick time flies. And before you know it, 3 years, I'm going to be 30. Then before you know it, you're in your 40s and your 50s and all your best years are kind of behind you. Do you know what I mean? So I need to enjoy it while I can because 27, that's do you know what I mean? That's 27. Mr. Bravo, big up. Brandon, hope you're doing well. Big up, Mr. Bravo. How are we doing? Raya deal done. Yes, 24 million plus 4 million potential add-ons. Do you know what's funny about this David Raya deal, though? Tottenham went in for him at the beginning of the summer transfer window as a replacement for Hugo Lloris. And they offered more money than that. And they couldn't get him. But yet Arsenal have come in there and gone, that's what we're giving you. That's what you're taking. If you don't like it, simple as. He's got 1 year left on his contract. He can come and sign for us for free next season. And David Raya's gone, I want to go to Arsenal. No point did David Raya go, I want to go to Tottenham. So it just goes to show. And this is also part of the reason that why we should be favourites to win the league, because we beat Bayern Munich and Manchester City to Declan Rice. We beat Bayern Munich to Kai Havertz. Oh, and Real Madrid apparently as well to Kai Havertz. We beat Bayern Munich to Jurrien Timber. So surely this is all lining up, is it not? Arsenal are the favourites to win the Premier League this season. It's as simple as that. I'm saying it with chest, guys, because it's the truth. We are the favourites. Arsenal since 1987. Brandon, big up, bro. What is your starting 11 for Forest? Mine is Ramsdale, White, Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Partey, Rice, Odegaard, Martinelli, Saka, Trossard. 100%. You have hit the nail on the head, sunshine. Ramsdale in goal, no doubt. I think you keep the back line that played against Manchester City. You keep the midfield that played against Manchester City. Martinelli, Saka, of course. No doubt Arteta will go with Havertz up top. Big mistake for me. You have to play Trossard. Simple as that. Trossard came on against City and changed the game. He changed the game. And people go, yeah, but he scored a deflected goal. No, he came on, and when he came on, we moved the ball quicker. We created more problems in their half. Trossard is a better footballer all round than Kai Havertz. So for me, your starting 11 is spot on. And that's how Arsenal should play, at least until Gabriel Jesus is back, no doubt. Kyle, big up yourself, Kyle. Happy birthday, Brandon, mate. Hope you've had a good one today. Of course, of course. We've got True Gooner. Big up yourself. Says, happy birthday, mate. Thank you very much. Johnny D. We, the favourites. Who lied to you, man? You'll be Arteta out before the end of the first month again with this mentality. Look, I'm telling the truth, Johnny. I'm telling the truth, Johnny. It all lines up. We've spent more than City. We've improved more than City. City have lost players in this summer transfer window, which has made them weaker. We beat them in the Community Shield, so we've got the beating of them now. We know how to win against Manchester City. It's all lining up, bro. We must be the favourites, surely. We have strength and depth in the squad now, which we was missing last season. Yeah, missing last season. And the reason I say missing last season is because people forget that the manager also played Rob Holding when he had Kivior available. He also didn't make a substitution before the 75th minute in the majority of the games that we was losing, like Southampton, for an example. He also kept Thomas Partey on, even though he was banging out of form. He also dropped Trossard when he was our player of the month in April. But nobody looks at that. Nobody says, hang about here. Yes, maybe we could have done a bit with a bit more strength in depth, but could Arteta have used the squad better? Of course he could. But now there's no excuses, my bro, because we have got two adequate players in each position. Yeah? Apart from striker, right? Apart from striker, where you would say, but even then, you got Jesus and Trossard. Yeah? Then you got Martinelli and Trossard. Then you got Saka and Reece Nelson. Yeah? Because we give him a new contract. So he must be good enough. Then you've got Partey and Rice. Yeah. Then you've got Timber, Kieran Tierney, and Zinchenko. Then you've got Tomiyasu and Gabriel. These are just like, I'm not even talking about position, just throwing names out. Then you've got White, and I don't know, somebody else. Then you've got David Raya and Aaron Ramsdale. So you've got two players pretty much in each position. You got Smith Rowe. You got Fabio Vieira. We got a large ass squad, man. We got a large ass squad. Big up Brandon and happy birthday, bro. Great stream as always. Big up yourself, Chris. Brandon, happy birthday. My birthday is tomorrow. Big up Leo the Lion. Big up yourself. And happy birthday for tomorrow, by the way. Hope you have a good one. If you want chances, City has like 40%, we 20%, Liverpool 18%, Chelsea and United 12% each, etc. See, the Liverpool one kind of weirds me out a little bit because I don't see how Liverpool get anywhere near winning the league title this season. Their fans are bang on FSG at the moment because they're not investing where they should be investing. They've allowed Jordan Henderson and Fabinho to leave, and they haven't replaced either. Their defence is still not that great. Their attack is exceptional, but there will be a team, Liverpool, very much like they was last season, where they can hit teams for 5, 6, 7 even. But then the following week, they'll go and lose to a Sheffield United or something. Because they're kind of an up and down kind of team. And even if they was to get another midfielder, I don't think they're going to bed in time. You got to remember they've changed every single midfielder if they bring in a new one. Every single midfielder. And midfield is one of the most important areas of the pitch. Your midfield decides whether you win or lose the game 9 times out of 10. If you win the midfield battle, you win the game. If you lose the midfield battle, you lose the game. And that's kind of how important midfield is. So I wouldn't be counting on Liverpool too much, bro. Big up, Steve. Yes, you will be accountable for wanting Arteta out like those silly idiots who are laughed at by our rivals right now. Sure, accountability. I'm not too sure what you're getting at there, Johnny. Yes, you will be accountable for wanting Arteta out like those silly idiots who laughed at by our rivals right now. Sure, accountability. Told you. I'm just saying, Johnny, like my stance hasn't changed. I don't believe, and this is where saying Arsenal are the favourites and actually believing we can do it is two different things, right? I'm sat here now saying we are the favourites. We cannot sit here and say we are not the favourites. Of course, we're the fucking favourites. We've just spent 240 million. City have lost players. Yeah. They're weaker. Yeah. This is what I'm being told anyway. Do I believe we will win the league? No. And there's a reason for that. And that reason is right there. Mikel Arteta. And it's no, like, how do I say it? It's no disrespect to him as such. But the guy has yet to prove that he can get Arsenal over the line. And the fact and reality is, in the past 2 seasons, we have bottled our objectives. And people will say to me, yeah, but the objective at the beginning of the season wasn't to win the league. But when you're 8 points clear with 8 games to go, what's the objective then? To win the league. And we bottled it, right? And we bottled top 4 the season before that, where we was in prime position to win it. So this guy here has everything to prove this season. Everything. because he has got the squad now. There is no excuses. And yes, I can sit here and say I still think we need a striker. And I do. I do still think we need a striker. But aside from the striker, he has more than an adequate squad to win this Premier League title. More than. Yeah? To compete in multiple competitions as well. More than. We've seen other teams compete in multiple competitions with lesser squads than what Mikel Arteta has got at Arsenal. So the expectations are high, my friend. Yeah? So don't get it twisted in what I'm saying. Arsenal, for me, are the favourites to win the Premier League because of the reasons that I've stated. But do I believe we will actually win the league? No, I don't. Once again, for the reason that I've just stated, my friend. So, yeah, don't get that twisted. Static, big up yourself. How are we doing? 11 likes. Like and subscribe. Exactly. Like and subscribe, guys. Make sure you're hitting them likes up. Make sure you subscribe to the channel if you're new. We must compete for everything next season. 100% true, Gunner. 100%. Johnny D, happy birthday. Pick up yourself, Johnny. Steve. Kai from Faroe Islands beat Mulder 2-1 in the UEFA Champions League third round. First leg, they beat, I don't even know who that is. They played good. Hope they go UEFA Champions League group. Arsenal never played in that country. Good to play in new countries. Okay, Steve? Okay. Brandon, with David Raya coming in, Arteta has spent over 700 million. He's had it far too easy. Time for Arteta to deliver this season. No more excuses. Bang on. Bang on. And this is the thing. This is what we're hearing from the majority of the fan base. Arteta has to deliver this season. So what I'm going to be intrigued to see is if he doesn't deliver, how many of these actually change the narrative? Do they have room to change the narrative this season? I don't think they do. And this is what makes this season so exciting. Not because I want Arsenal to fail. Of course I don't. Not because I want Arteta to fail. Of course I don't. I want the best for Arsenal. But some of these fans talk absolute arse, right? And then when the crunch time comes and there's a decision to be made, they backtrack on everything that they've just said to fit their narrative, to keep the manager in a job. That can no longer exist. Yeah? Like you just said, my friend. David Raya coming in takes Arsenal's spending up to £240 million this summer alone. There are no excuses now. We must win now. End of. Spurs beating Barcelona is not for everyone. Of course it isn't. They was actually 2-1 up in that game. I can't believe they lost 4-2. Well, I can, of course, because it's Spurs. But, you know, they'll say, it's pre-season, it's pre-season. But, I don't know, football fans are funny because they get on at us for, well, I wouldn't say I don't over-celebrate pre-season or community shields or anything like that. And you'll see that on the terrace. But what I will state is maybe beating Manchester City in the Community Shield has given us confidence going into the season. And I don't think anybody can argue with that. But then you get called negative for not celebrating. But then if you do celebrate, you get called an idiot for over-celebrating a trophy that doesn't matter. So it's a weird one. You can't win as a football fan. You really can't. You know, and that goes not just for Arsenal fans, that goes for all fans. I'm looking forward to the start of the season. Me too, Steve. I can't wait. Clock Orange says, big up, Brandon. Just a quick question for you guys. I don't know, personally, whether it's worth doing watch-alongs or not. because there's a lot of work that goes into a watch along, of course. You know, you sit in here watching me watch the game, whatever it may be, and seeing my reactions and that. How many of you guys would like to see a watch along for the Forest game? Because if you want it, I will do it. If you don't want it, then I won't bother. I'll just do my match previews, match reactions, and a few fan cams. But if you guys want to see more content, hit me up in the comment section. Let me know what kind of content you want to see, and I will do it. I will do it. It's all about you guys. You are the community of the channel, and you are, you know, the guys that watch week in, week out. So I want to keep you guys interested, of course, and I want to, you know, build a community around you guys. So if you can suggest content that you'd like me to do and that you'd like to see, then I'll do it. Deji Spurs has no ambition like Harry Kane. Deji Spurs, mate, I'm going to have to do another video with Deji because he's been talking hella shit to me all summer. So we'll see. I watched you on the Football Terrace on Sunday. You have good post-match reaction. I'm tuning into it on Saturday. Yes, I'll probably be there at some point on Saturday. But I mean, don't get me wrong. I love Terry, and I love going on the Football Terrace as well. But I think it's time to concentrate on this. So I'm going to limit myself this season, unless I have to go on there and absolutely rant and rave and call people out. Then you might see me appear on there once or twice this season. But my main focus this season is you guys that are tuning in. Happy birthday. Big up yourself, Joseph. Thank you. City don't need to improve. Haaland is better than 10 Nketiahs and 10 Ballagans put together. Jesus is too injury prone. Of course, they don't spend. They're still the best. They don't need to. We're going to find out this season, my bro. We're gonna find out this season because you're right. You're right. And sometimes less is more. Do you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to move players on and not replace them. I mean, look at Cole Palmer, for example. That guy looks like he can kind of come into this City team. I'm not saying he's the finished article, but people forget just how strong Manchester City's team is. At the moment, Phil Foden is not playing week in, week out. Imagine that. Phil Foden is not playing week in, week out. So they have the strength and depth there. But we're going to see this season. We're going to see this season, no doubt. Big up. We have to go for all, no exception, 100%. Big up Brandon, excited about Raya, but in my opinion, we now need to sell players and get 2 more attacking options to cover Saka and an actual number 9 to push Jesus for competition, as Eddie is not the one. I'm 100% in agreement with you, my bro. Happy birthday, happy birthday. I'm 33 and I don't feel old. Yeah, it's true. It's true. Time flies, finally something we agree on, 100%. 100%. Happy birthday. Thank you very much. And how was your birthday? What did you do? My younger brother's birthday is August the 21st. We go to Pizza Hut in Hamilton and play pool and bowling. To be fair, mate, I ain't done anything. I've been at work all day. So it'd be nice to spend a bit of time with the missus, no doubt. Timber looks like the second coming of Saliba, but saying players that haven't won anything are favourites for big trophies is insane. Okay. Arsenal kept going to the end. In the past, Arsenal probably would have gave up. That's true. And that's one thing I did give them credit for at the weekend. You know, sometimes they do have a tendency. Like, if you look at the last couple of times we play Manchester City, how many times have we conceded the first goal and then capitulated? We actually kept going and didn't give up. So, and that's why we ended up winning the trophy in the end, you know. Did you notice Balogun present in Arsenal's photo shoot, but no Nketiah? Is something cooking? Let's hope so, because Nketiah will never be good enough for Arsenal. Only thing is Trossard is our scariest option off the bench. So Arteta may just keep him on the bench against easier teams and bring him on if things go wrong. Bringing Havertz on might not do much. That's a good point. To be fair, that is a good point. I'll give you that one. But surely it's better to start Trossard, win the game, and then bring Trossard off when the game is already won. I'm not saying it'll always work like that, but I mean, if you're going to leave Trossard on the bench, you're probably going to have to bring him on more times than not because Kai Havertz just isn't it. So I agree to a degree. I agree with what you're saying. You're right about Trossard being our scariest option off the bench, but I don't think we've got time for kind of pinning our hopes on Kai Havertz and then having to use Trossard anyway. I think, we need to get the game won, get the game done and move on to the following week. You said Burnley will be a surprise team on another stream. A fan think Wolves could be a surprise team, but I think Luton. Okay. I don't think Wolves will be. In fact, they've actually just sacked Lopetegui, so Wolves are going to really struggle this season, I think. Burnley, if you watch Burnley last season, not just through the fact that they won the championship, but if you look at the way they did it and the football that they played, the way that Vincent Kompany plays is very similar to Pep, very similar to Arteta, very similar to Ten Hag, so they will win a lot of games this season. They will cause teams problems this season. Maybe not the big teams, but the teams that are in and around the mid-table to bottom end, they will cause big problems to these teams this season. That's why I believe Burnley will be the surprise team this season. Not so sure about Luton. I think Luton have got too much going on off the pitch in terms of their stadium and stuff like that. I think they're just more happy to be there than actually, going to stay in the Premier League. And like I say, Wolves, I just think they will struggle this season. We don't have a right winger who can compete with Saka. Sorry, Reece is not good enough. That's a big drop-off. Yeah, I agree as well. El Neni and Jorginho. Yeah. But he brought Jorginho. He gave the contract to El Neni. So from a fan's perspective, yeah, it's not good enough. But from Arteta's perspective, yes, he obviously clearly feels it is. So when you're spending money elsewhere and you're offering players contracts and you're signing players and keeping them, then, you have to go by what the manager is basically stating, which is these players are quite clearly, obviously, good enough to help Arsenal win the league because that is the aim this season. Timber was the best player on Sunday. Good transfer. Timber looks like a very, very good player, by the way. Timber looks like a player that, he can play multiple positions, but not just play multiple positions. He can play it to a very, very, very good standard. And for me, I didn't mind him in that left back role, even ahead of Kieran Tierney. And I like Kieran Tierney, but I didn't mind him in that left back role because he's so comfortable on the ball. The way that he retains the ball and moves the ball is very, very good. And he can also do a similar thing to what Zinchenko can do. Not as good going forwards as Zinchenko, of course, but defensively, he knows how to defend. Zinchenko just simply cannot defend. So there will be games this season where we need Timber. I fully expect Mikel Arteta to bring Zinchenko back into the side, no doubt. Of course, he's one of the favourites of the manager. But for me, Zinchenko has to work hard to get back in this team because if it was me, I'd be playing players based off merit and players that are performing. And Timber right now is performing for Arsenal. White and somebody else, Tomiyasu, man. Yeah, I mean, look, I don't know the whole squad and the depth and all of that lot, but I know we got a lot of depth now. Of course we have. Brandon, do you see Arsenal bringing in one more signing? It's possible. It's possible. I mean, the window's still open, my friend. So anything is possible. If there's an opportunity there, maybe. But looking at the amount of money that we've spent so far, I think we'll be concentrating on player sales now. We are favourites because the team is hungry, which you can see it. Sure, they haven't won anything yet, but it has to start at some point. They will definitely go for it this season, and that's what we want. 100%. 100%. Talking about Liverpool, I watched Hassam's stream today talking about FSG and saying, why are we unprepared? That's FSG for you, bro. Brandon, we spent 65 million on Havertz. That money, we could have put another 65 on towards trying to buy Osimhen. Yeah, it's true. It's true. But he's Arteta's man, mate. He's Arteta's man. So Arteta clearly feels that Kai Havertz is good enough to help Arsenal win the league. So we have to trust the manager, don't we? It's as simple as that. And if it doesn't, then we have to hold people accountable. Win the league, Arsenal, no excuses. Have you heard about Højlund not being able to play 2 times a week for a while? No, I haven't. We need a right winger and a number 9, or else we might be in trouble. Let's face the truth, and let's not be overjoyed by a Community Shield win. In 2020, we won that Shield and finished 8th. That's true. That is true. I've agreed to disagree about the favourite stuff. Reason is simple. You can't compare winners to losers, and it's not Arteta. If we switch couches, Pep loses the league to Arteta easy. That is mentality. See, I think if Pep Guardiola had this Arsenal side last season, Arsenal win the league, bro. There's no way we don't win that league with 8 games to go and 8 points ahead. No way. Arsenal, there's no way Arsenal will win 9 out of their first 10 games like we did last season. This season will be even harder. See, this is the other thing, bro, right? I'm going to share this screen with you guys. So we talk about the fixtures. Let's go this one. So, Arsenal play Nottingham Forest on the opening day. Then we go to Palace. Then we're at home to Fulham. Then we're at home to Manchester United. Then away at Everton. Home to Tottenham. Away to Bournemouth and home to Manchester City. That is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And then away at Chelsea. That's our opening 9 games this season. How many points do we take from that? Well, we beat Forest at home. We beat Palace away. We beat Fulham at home. I think we beat Man United at home as well because we have a very good home record against Man United. We beat Everton away. We beat Tottenham at home. We beat Bournemouth away. The City game is a bit sketchy. And the Chelsea game, that one's a bit sketchy as well because it's at Stamford Bridge. So I think they're the 2 games that may cost us points in the first 9 games. I was thinking watch along could be good. Then I can watch you on the football terrace after. Your reactions are a good watch. I watch Lee Gunner. You could do one with him also one day. Yeah, 100%. I'd love to do something with Lee. I'm hoping to kind of get onto Lee's channel and start doing fan cams again this season as well. So, yeah, we'll see. Do a watch along previews and match reactions, says Niall. Well, I'm always with Curtis in the watch alongs. That guy is insane. Even if he has me banned, I still think he's the craziest Arsenal fan ever in the watch alongs. Curtis is great, by the way. I'd love to get Curtis on the channel at some point. Big up yourself, Taib. I would love a watch along. I will watch for sure. See, look, plenty of people wanting watch alongs. I might have to do watch alongs. Come on, we beat Man City after like 10 games. Pep went crazy when they scored, and now we are not allowed to be happy. Gonna forever, says Brandon. Our own fans are the issue at this football club. We can't believe in matches before they even finish and call ourselves supporters. That's true. You have to stop behind and support the team, of course. We've got Lynn in the chat as well. Evening, Brandon. Evening, Lynn. How are you? Brandon, Arsenal spent 230 million with David Raya coming in. I still think Saliba new contract is the most important deal they have done. I agree. We've got TJ. Big up, Brandon. Happy birthday. Big up yourself, TJ. Thank you for that. Wolves hired Gary O'Neill. Oh, okay. Interesting. Gary O'Neill did a very good job at Bournemouth last season. Lynn says, Brandon, would you say that Pep underestimated Arteta this time? And would you say playing Barcelona was a help before playing City? That's a good point. Barcelona and City play in similar ways. Maybe it was a little bit of a help. I don't think Pep underestimated Arteta. I think Pep was kind of experimenting with his team a little bit as well. He played the double pivot with Kovacic and Rodri, and it didn't really work out. So you see the difference in Manchester City's performance level when De Bruyne and Phil Foden came off the bench. So, yeah, I don't think it's a case of that. I do think, though, you're right. Maybe the Barcelona game did help. Good evening, Brandon, and all the legends in the chat and watching. Interesting news about David Raya, 100%. 100%. Brandon, would you say that out of the 3 new signings, Timber has settled in quicker? Yes, 100%. You can tell that Timber used to play this kind of system at Ajax, because Ajax do play a similar type of kind of football over there in the Dutch league. So, and he just looks so comfortable on the ball as well. And the way that, we kind of want to play suits the type of player that Timber is. So I think that's why he's settled in so quick. If Arsenal play good the way they can, I expect victory versus Forest. Would you go exactly the same starting 11 versus Man City, or would you make some changes? No, I'd keep it the same 11. Zinni comes back in, Timber switches sides, White is out. White will be fullback or centre-back reserve. We are as good as City in defence. Okay. Let's see who else we've got. Champions League fixtures in September. Defo do a watch along run, and I'll watch 100%. I'm going to have to get the watch alongs going then as well, then, guys. Gonna forever. Arteta needs to install the fighting spirit he has to these players. We can't be soft anymore. Look at the way City fight and surround refs to get decisions in their favour. Yeah, we can't be soft. No Premier League winning team is a soft team. It's as simple as that. You have to be ruthless. And there's no friends in football. Have you heard that Kudus could be signed? Yeah, I think Kudus, may be the final addition that Arsenal make. It's one that I ain't going to sit here and say too much about the Kudus still, because I don't really know too much about the player, to be honest. But apparently he's highly rated. I don't know, does it make a massive impact? Maybe not. But, we've pretty much concluded most of our business this summer. I don't expect to see Arsenal go out and sign too many more players. I think it will probably be that one more signing, and that will kind of be it. But, yeah, there we go. And look, guys, listen, Everybody's getting in the comments saying, do a watch along, do a watch along, do a watch along. I will try. What time does the Arsenal game kick off against Forest? What? 12:30. Yeah, see, that one might be difficult. What I might have to do, you and Lee on a stream will be a classic. Look, I'm going to try and speak to Lee and do some fan cams with him, of course. 12:30 is the Forest game. I think it's going to be difficult for me, obviously, because of my kids. They'll be running around screaming and all sorts. So it won't really be much of a watch along for you guys to enjoy. But the following week, we do play Palace away, and that is at 8 o'clock kickoff. So that'd probably be the perfect game to start doing a watch along on. And then I'll have to because I've got to sort out a few things around the house and that. And I have got a spare room basically where I will be kind of creating it as my YouTube room, so to speak. So then we can do more watch alongs and other stuff as well without having to worry too much about the kids during the day. So I think we'll leave the watch along for this weekend. I'll do my preview, which will come out tomorrow, and my match reaction afterwards and some fan cams. And then, of course, the following week, I'll set up a watch along for the Crystal Palace game and we'll try and flow one from there. But like I say, guys, there's going to be plenty of content coming out, plenty of content, plenty of special guests coming on the channel as well. So if you're not subscribed yet, make sure you are. Make sure you hit the notification bell. And of course, slap them likes up. The YouTube algorithm likes it. It helps the channel. And I'd very much appreciate that. But I'm going to call this it. It's 10:30 at night. My missus is going to kill me. And I'll see you guys soon. Peace.